Welcome to today's edition of the program Headlines Nigeria on Internet Television International. From our Abuja studios, I am Grace Ukot with summaries of news, business, politics and sports from our national dailies. We'll take a look at the first paper today. Daily Trust newspaper comes with a headline, La Committee to Jonathan, How to Resolve Jos Crisis. A high-powered advisory committee on the Jos Crisis yesterday recommended the setting up of a truth commission, ending the indigene settler dichotomy and redesigning the Plateau State capital as part of lasting solutions to the crisis that led to the killing of hundreds this year alone. Still in the same newspaper, fake journalist Dupes Lawmakers 2 million naira. A fake journalist was yesterday arrested by the police in Abuja after duping some members of the National Assembly to the tune of 2 million naira. And in Vanguard newspaper, we see boy shoots stepmom with Dane Gun. The Ogun State Police Command on Monday said that it had been able to arrest 1,664 suspects in the last 8 months, just as a 12-year-old boy, Mayowa Abegurin, who allegedly killed his stepmother with a Dane gun belonging to his grandfather, was paraded alongside 9 other suspects. And in Punch newspaper, Jos Crisis, South-South-Southwest indigenes demand compensation. The Presidential Advisory Committee on the Jos Crisis on Monday submitted its final report to President Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja. It was learned that the South-South and Southwest groups in Jos requested compensation for the loss of lives and property they suffered during the crisis that took place earlier in the year. And in next newspaper, government approved sale of 11 power distribution firms. What appears to be a final solution to the epileptic power supply in the country was unfolded yesterday as government approved the steps for the sale of 11 power firms. The firms are to emerge out of the Power Holding Company of Nigeria. And in the same paper, let us put our house in order, says Obasanjo. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has described capitalism as exploitative. He said it is founded on the best for me and the worst for you maxim, and thereby urged that Nigeria should get the best for itself and stop being overruled by the powerful economies of the world. Punch newspaper, 2011, Jonathan's camp to hold emergency meeting. The main promoter of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan's presidential ambition, the Friends of Democracy, has summoned its leaders to 2 separate emergency meetings to map out fresh strategies to ensure that the president emerged a presidential candidate in the 2011 elections. Daily Independent, Gombe polls, Nwodo's secretary, 5 others arrested. People's Democratic Party National Chairman Okwesili Nwodo has sacked his confidential secretary, Linus Ezeogu, and replaced him with Cordelia Nsofo. Besides, Ezeogu has been arrested by the police for allegedly aiding 5 persons who impersonated as official monitors of the senatorial by-election in Gombe State last Saturday. Vanguard newspaper, Sambo Aneni to head Jonathan's campaign. Ahead of formal declaration by President Goodluck Jonathan to contest 2011 presidential election, a campaign team headed by Vice President Namadi Sambo and former chairman of Board of Trustees of People's Democratic Party, Chief Tony Aneni, is already in place. And moving over to business news, Daily Trust newspaper has the headline, Investors Stake 1.666 billion naira on 249.275 million shares. Trading activities on the floor of the Nigeria Stock Exchange closed with investors taking 1.666 billion naira on 249.275 million shares, though the market lost marginally. Next newspaper, banks comply with uniform account number. With 8 months to the deadline, banks are already gearing up for compliance with the new uniform accounting system recently introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And in Punch newspaper, Nigeria needs 32 trillion naira to implement Vision 2020. Federal government. The federal government has said that Nigeria needs about 32 trillion naira for the implementation of the Vision 2020 in the next 4 years. And in sports, Vanguard newspaper, Siasia deserves same pay as Lagerbach's Eriko. Former Nigeria assistant coach Joe Eriko believes new head coach Samson Siasia deserves to earn as much as Las Lagerbach did during his short tenure. NFF presidency, Northern candidates failed to reach an accord. A meeting held in Abuja to have a consensus Northern candidate for the presidency in the forthcoming election of the Nigeria Football Federation ended in a deadlock. And in Daily Trust newspaper, boxing, trial bout stokes controversy. The media war generated by the August 17 trial bout organized by the Nigeria Boxing Federation between US-based Ganiyu Muideen and Olajide Fijabi won't just go away. The controversy would have swelled the bank accounts of the fighters if they were professionals, but both Muideen and Fijabi are amateurs. Both fighters are jostling for a place in the Nigeria's team for the October Commonwealth Games in New Delhi, India. And in Punch newspaper, FIFA insists on August 26 for NFF elections. World Football Governing Body FIFA has insisted the Nigeria Football Federation elections must be held on Thursday. And with these stories, we wrap up today's edition of the program. Log on tomorrow for fresh news from our national dailies. Have a lovely day and thanks for logging on.